Hello everyone. Okay, so let's start the class. Last time we talked about the main elements of a story. So we had the introduction, we had the problem. So when the problem gets introduced, the challenge, then you have the climax, and then finally you have the conclusion. Okay, so these were like the main elements of a story. And you had to start writing your own story, and you were using the story the elves in the shoemaker as a model. Okay, so this brings us to our subject for today. Our topic will be what makes a good story. So not just any story, not a plain story, not a boring story. What makes a good story? What makes the reader interested? So this is the first topic for today, and the second topic will be how do we make a story better? Okay, so what do you think? What makes a good story? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else? All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's watch a video. It's a video where some writers and some journalists, some producers were interviewed. What they think what makes a good story, and they will discuss about it in this video. And before we start watching the video, please take out your notebooks and prepare to write down what they said. So what is what is their opinion about what makes a good story? So just try to catch the keywords. Okay? So if you're ready, let's start watching the video, okay?
I want something to blow up. The most important element in a good story is conflict.
Okay, guys, that was an excellent discussion. So last time we already talked about the characters and the settings. So it's very important that these are the two main elements of a story, and they come as the introduction to the story. Before we talk about the characters and settings in a little bit more depth, let's talk about the theme. We haven't talked about that last time. So let's see, what is a theme? So a theme is the pulse of the story, which means that basically it gives life to the story. And why is the theme like a pulse of the story? Because it delivers the message that the author wants to deliver to the readers, and it's also the driving force behind the story. So this theme makes the writer want to write, and it also makes the readers want to read the story. And this is very important. Why is it important? Because without the theme, without this driving force and the message, a story is basically just a list of events. And these events might be interesting on their own, but without this special component, and this component is the human connection, it's just a bunch of words, basically, just a bunch of events. It's like reading history or something. And if the writer is not really compelled to write, doesn't have a really strong driving force to write, then the readers will not be very interested in reading the story. one thing that occurs is that the people confuse the theme of a story with a plot, and these are very different. Okay, so let's see what are the differences. Basically, a plot is answering the question how. So we're focusing on the way we tell the story. Okay, so basically, every story has those main elements like introduction and problem. You have like the plot itself, right? So the challenge and the journey, and then you have the climax, and at the end there is a conclusion. But a theme is a little bit different. It answers a different question. That is why. So a theme is the reason why you want to tell the story. Okay. And it's also like a glue that kind of holds the story together, and also kind of like glues the reader and the writer to write or read the story. So when it comes to plot, it's about how we write a story, and when it comes to theme, is why, the reason behind it. Let's look for a synonym of a very common word like big. So we type in big and search, and it gives us a bunch of other words that have the same or a similar meaning to big. So here you can see like these colossal, considerable, enormous, fat, full, gigantic, hefty, huge, immense, massive. Okay, so these all have something to do with size. Okay, so big or small, and these are all related to like a big size, but they're not on the same magnitude. They don't have the same impact. Some of them describe like just big, and some of them like are, very, 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 very big. But we don't want to use that when we're writing a story. So we won't say it's very, 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 very big. We will say that it's tremendous or enormous or massive.